The Millionaire Fastlane. The story behind the Millionaire Fastlane. If you want to break free from the 9-to-5 grind and achieve financial freedom, then The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco is a game changer. But do you know the crazy story behind why this book even exists? The author's eye-opening moment. MJ DeMarco wasn't always a millionaire. In fact, he was broke, delivering pizzas, and frustrated with life. But one day, he saw something that changed his mindset forever: a young guy driving a Lamborghini. Unlike what society preaches, that wealth takes decades, DeMarco realized there had to be another way. Years later, after building and selling a multi-million-dollar internet business, he wrote The Millionaire Fastlane to share what he learned about escaping the slow path of traditional wealth building. Why he wrote it. DeMarco was frustrated with the get-rich-slow advice we're all fed: save 10% of your income. Invest in a 401k and wait 40 years. Live frugally and maybe, just maybe, you'll retire rich. He calls this the slow lane, a financial prison that keeps people working for decades. Instead, he teaches how to create fast lane wealth by leveraging entrepreneurship, scalable income, and smart financial moves. The book's impact. This book has completely changed people's lives, from broke employees to successful entrepreneurs. It's helped readers ditch dead-end jobs, start businesses, and build wealth at an accelerated pace. Want to know how you can escape the rat race? Stay tuned because, in this video, we'll break down the most powerful lessons from the Millionaire Fastlane and how you can apply them today. The book is written in 8 parts and contains 45 chapters. Here is the list. Part 1, Wealth in a Wheelchair: Get Rich Slow is Get Rich Old. Chapter 1, The Great Deception. Chapter 2, How I Screwed Get Rich Slow. Part 2, Wealth is not a road, but a road trip. Chapter 3, The Road Trip is Wealth. Chapter 4, The Roadmap to Wealth. Part 3. Poorness, the Sidewalk Roadmap. Chapter 5, The Road Must Traveled, the Sidewalk. Chapter 6, Has Your Wealth Been Toxified? Chapter 7, Misuse Money and Money Will Misuse You. Chapter 8, Lucky Bastards Play the Game. Chapter 9, Wealth Demands Accountability. Part 4, Mediocrity, the Slow Lane Roadmap. Chapter 10, The Lie You've Been Sold, the Slow Lane. Chapter 11, The Criminal Trade, Your Job. Chapter 12, The Slow Lane, Why You Aren't Rich. Chapter 13, The Feudal Fight, Education. Chapter 14, The Hypocrisy of the Gurus. Chapter 15, Slow Lane Victory. A Gamble of Hope. Part 5, Wealth, the Fast Lane Roadmap. Chapter 16, Wealth's Shortcut, the Fast Lane. Chapter 17, Switch Teams and Playbooks. Chapter 18, How the Rich Really Get Rich. Chapter 19, Divorce Wealth from Time. Chapter 20, Recruit Your Army of Freedom Fighters. Chapter 21, The Real Law of Wealth. Part 6, Your Vehicle to Wealth, You. Chapter 22, Own Yourself First. Chapter 23, Life's Steering Wheel. Chapter 24, Wipe Your Windshield Clean. Chapter 25, Deodorize Flatulent Headwinds. Chapter 26, Your Primordial Fuel, Time. Chapter 27, Change That Dirty, State Oil. Chapter 28, Hit the Red Line. Part 7, The Road to Wealth. Chapter 29, The Right Road Routes to Wealth. Chapter 30, The Commandment of Need. Chapter 31, The Commandment of Entry. Chapter 32, The Commandment of Control. Chapter 33, The Commandment of Scale. Chapter 34, The Commandment of Time. Chapter 35, Rapid Wealth, The Interstates. Chapter 36, Find Your Open Road. Chapter 37, Give Your Road a Destination. Part 8, Your Speed, Accelerate Wealth. Chapter 38, The Speed of Success. Chapter 39, Burn the Business Plan, Ignite Execution. Chapter 40, Pedestrians Will Make You Rich. Chapter 41, Throw Hijackers to the Curb. Chapter 42, Be Someone's Savior. Chapter 43, Build Brands, Not Business. Chapter 44, Choose Monogamy over Polygamy. Chapter 45, Put It Together, Supercharge Your Wealth Plan. Part 1, Wealth in a Wheelchair. Get Rich Slow is Get Rich Old. Chapter 1, The Great Deception. In this chapter, MJ DeMarco exposes the societal myth of Get Rich Slow, a concept promoted by traditional financial gurus. He argues that this path, spending decades saving, investing in a 401k, and hoping for retirement, is a deception. The idea that wealth is only attainable in old age is a trap that keeps people in perpetual financial struggle. DeMarco calls this the slow lane and warns readers not to fall for it. His message: you don't have to wait until you're old to be financially free. Chapter 2, How I Screwed Get Rich Slow. DeMarco shares his personal story of how he, like most people, bought into the get rich slow mindset. He worked hard, saved, and followed the conventional advice, only to realize it was a slow and painful journey. After years of frustration and mediocrity, he made a drastic shift in mindset, ditching the slow path for entrepreneurship and a fast track to wealth. This chapter serves as his wake-up call, where he starts to reject the slow lane and explore new, faster roads to financial freedom. Part 2, Wealth is not a road, but a road trip. Chapter 3, The Road Trip is Wealth. In this chapter, DeMarco compares the journey to wealth to a road trip. He emphasizes that wealth isn't a fixed destination, but rather a dynamic journey that requires flexibility, strategy, and most importantly, the right vehicle. It's about the experiences, the lessons learned, and the opportunities you encounter along the way. DeMarco encourages readers to think of wealth building as an adventure rather than a rigid formula, stressing that the process of getting there is as important as the end result. Chapter 4, The Road Map to Wealth. DeMarco introduces his personal road map to wealth, which contrasts sharply with traditional wealth-building advice. This roadmap focuses on entrepreneurship, scalability, and creating value. The key takeaway is that wealth isn't about working harder or longer hours, but about working smarter, leveraging your time, and building something that can generate income without you having to be constantly involved. He provides a blueprint for readers to understand the fast lane and how they can start creating their own wealth-building strategies today. Part 3, Poorness, the Sidewalk Roadmap. Chapter 5, The Road Most Traveled, the Sidewalk. In this chapter, DeMarco introduces the sidewalk, which is the opposite of the slow lane and the fast lane. The sidewalk is for those who live paycheck to paycheck, avoid responsibility, and rely on others for their financial security. They may have dreams of wealth, but they lack the discipline, mindset, and work ethic to get there. DeMarco stresses that people on the sidewalk are essentially powerless when it comes to achieving wealth, as they're stuck in a cycle of poor decisions and immediate gratification. To break free, they need to change their habits and adopt a mindset that prioritizes long-term success over short-term pleasures. Chapter 6, Has Your Wealth Been Toxified? Here, DeMarco explores the toxic influences that can derail wealth-building efforts. These include unhealthy spending habits, a toxic social circle, and the constant pull of consumerism. He argues that many people are poisoned by societal norms, from the media to the culture of instant gratification, and this toxic environment prevents them from taking control of their financial future. DeMarco urges readers to detoxify their mindset, cut off negative influences, and align themselves with people and practices that encourage personal growth and financial freedom. Chapter 7, Misuse Money and Money Will Misuse You. This chapter is a warning about the dangers of mismanaging money. DeMarco explains that money is a tool, and if you misuse it, by spending frivolously or relying on credit, you'll never be able to create wealth. He stresses the importance of financial discipline and understanding that every dollar spent is a decision that either moves you closer to or further from your financial goals. The key message here is that wealth comes from making intentional, smart choices with money rather than allowing it to control you. Part 4, Mediocrity, the Slow Lane Roadmap. Chapter 10, The Lie You've Been Sold, the Slow Lane. In this chapter, DeMarco attacks the widely accepted slow lane mindset, which tells people that they can achieve wealth by saving diligently, working hard, and waiting for decades to retire. He calls this the lie that most people buy into and explains how it's designed to keep the majority of people in mediocrity. DeMarco argues that the slow lane is not a true path to financial freedom, it's a trap that keeps you working for years or even decades without the guarantee of ever achieving true wealth. The lie is that time equals wealth, which DeMarco dismantles throughout the chapter. Chapter 11, The Criminal Trade, Your Job. In this chapter, DeMarco critiques the typical 9-to-5 job, claiming that it's a criminal trade that steals time and energy from individuals. He suggests that jobs, while necessary for many, are not the path to wealth. Instead, they keep people stuck in the slow lane, earning a fixed income and trading their time for money. DeMarco emphasizes that the job market is a trap, and it keeps people from achieving true financial independence. He challenges readers to reconsider the value of their time and explore entrepreneurship as a path to wealth instead. Chapter 12, The Slow Lane, Why You Aren't Rich. Here, DeMarco digs deeper into the reasons why most people remain in the slow lane. He discusses the role of societal conditioning, comfort zones, and the fear of taking risks. People stay stuck because they're afraid to leave the safe route of a steady paycheck. DeMarco urges readers to understand that the slow lane is a dead end for those seeking true wealth and freedom. He offers a challenge: step out of your comfort zone and embrace a mindset that embraces risk, entrepreneurship, and the potential to scale your wealth rapidly. Chapter 13, The Feudal Fight, Education. DeMarco takes a hard look at the traditional education system, arguing that it's outdated and does little to prepare students for financial success. He believes that while school teaches you how to become an employee, it doesn't teach you how to become a wealth creator. He critiques the system for focusing on standardized tests, job security, and stability, rather than teaching financial literacy, entrepreneurship, or critical thinking skills. The message here is that education is important, but the kind of education most people receive doesn't lead to financial independence. Chapter 14, The Hypocrisy of the Gurus. In this chapter, DeMarco calls out the gurus who preach about wealth building but are often just selling courses, books, or seminars to make themselves rich, while their followers remain stuck. He calls this hypocrisy because the advice they offer isn't actionable or designed for real success. These gurus often promote the slow lane, while profiting from their audience's lack of success. DeMarco warns readers to be wary of those who offer easy shortcuts to wealth that aren't grounded in reality. Chapter 15, Slow Lane Victory. A Gamble of Hope. In the final chapter of Part 4, DeMarco explains that achieving success in the slow lane is a gamble. Even if you follow the slow path and work hard, save, and invest, there's no guarantee that you'll reach financial independence, especially when you factor in inflation, unexpected life events, and health issues. The slow lane may promise security, but it's a false sense of security. The reality is that it's a gamble that most people lose, and DeMarco urges readers to choose a different path. One of entrepreneurship, risk, and control over their own destiny. Part 5, Wealth, the Fastlane Roadmap. Chapter 16, Wealth Shortcut, the Fastlane. In this chapter, DeMarco introduces the Fastlane as the true path to wealth. Unlike the slow lane, where you trade time for money, the Fastlane involves leveraging entrepreneurship and scalable systems to create wealth quickly. He explains that the Fastlane is about working smarter, not harder. The key to the Fastlane is understanding that wealth comes from building something that operates independently of your direct time and effort. DeMarco contrasts the Fastlane with the slow lane, showing that the former offers much faster results and freedom. Chapter 17, Switch Teams and Playbooks. Here, DeMarco emphasizes the need to switch from the employee mindset to the entrepreneur mindset. He explains that to become wealthy, you have to think like the wealthy, by solving problems, creating value, and scaling. The traditional playbook, working a job, saving for retirement, simply doesn't work for wealth creation. In this chapter, he encourages readers to take ownership of their financial future and adopt the mindset of a business owner or investor. It's about thinking in terms of value creation, not just earning a paycheck. Chapter 18, How the Rich Really Get Rich. In this chapter, DeMarco breaks down the real principles behind wealth creation. The wealthy don't simply accumulate savings or rely on their jobs, they focus on creating businesses that provide value at scale. He goes deep into the concept of leverage, where wealthy individuals use other people's time, resources, or capital to multiply their efforts. DeMarco reveals that most rich people build businesses or invest in assets that can generate income without requiring constant input of their time. He shows how adopting this model of wealth creation is the key to escaping the trap of the slow lane. Chapter 19, Divorce Wealth from Time. DeMarco explains the critical concept of divorcing wealth from time. In the traditional job model, wealth is directly tied to time. How many hours you work equals how much money you make. In the fast lane, wealth isn't measured by time. Instead, it's about creating assets, businesses, or investments that work for you and generate income even when you're not actively involved. This chapter emphasizes the importance of leveraging systems, automation, and scalability to create freedom, which is the real goal of wealth creation. Chapter 20, Recruit Your Army of Freedom Fighters. In this chapter, DeMarco talks about building a team that can help you execute your wealth-building vision. He emphasizes that successful entrepreneurs don't do it alone, they surround themselves with smart people who can help execute their ideas, whether it's through hiring employees, outsourcing tasks, or partnering with other entrepreneurs. Creating a strong, supportive team of people who align with your goals and values is essential for achieving long-term success in the fast lane. Chapter 21, The Real Law of Wealth. DeMarco introduces the law of wealth, which essentially says that the more value you create for others, the more wealth you will attract. Wealth isn't about hoarding resources, it's about providing solutions to people's problems. This chapter reinforces the importance of focusing on value creation, innovation, and contribution as the driving forces behind real wealth. The more people you help, the more successful you will become. DeMarco stresses that by following this law, you can create lasting wealth and freedom. Part 6, Your Vehicle to Wealth, You. Chapter 22, Own Yourself First. DeMarco stresses the importance of self-ownership as the foundation of building wealth. Before you can achieve financial freedom, you must take control of your own life, mindset, and decisions. This means understanding your own strengths and weaknesses, setting goals, and taking responsibility for your actions. DeMarco argues that most people fail to create wealth because they allow external circumstances or other people to control their decisions. True wealth starts with the ability to take control of your life and make choices that lead to success. Chapter 23, Life's Steering Wheel. In this chapter, DeMarco compares your life to a car, where your decisions and actions serve as the steering wheel. He emphasizes that, just as a car requires direction to reach a destination, your life requires deliberate decision-making to get to wealth. DeMarco argues that wealth isn't a matter of luck, but of choices and actions. The key is to stay focused on your goals and use your steering wheel to stay on track, even when obstacles arise. Chapter 24, Wipe Your Windshield Clean. This chapter is about clarity and removing distractions that can cloud your vision of wealth. Just like driving a car, if your windshield is dirty or fogged, you can't see the road ahead clearly. Similarly, many people's path to wealth is clouded by bad habits, negative influences, or confusion. DeMarco encourages readers to clear their mental windshield, remove limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, and external distractions, and adopt a clear, focused vision for their future. Only by seeing clearly can you navigate your way to success. Chapter 25, Deodorize Flatulent Headwinds. In this humorous yet insightful chapter, DeMarco talks about the flatulent headwinds, the negative forces, challenges, and distractions that come your way on the road to wealth. He advises that you'll encounter criticism, doubt, and obstacles from others, but it's important not to let them derail you. Instead of letting these headwinds knock you off course, learn to neutralize them. This chapter is about maintaining resilience and keeping your focus on the long-term goal, despite the inevitable challenges. Chapter 26, Your Primordial Fuel, Time. DeMarco discusses how time is the most valuable resource when it comes to wealth building. Unlike money, time can't be replenished, and you can't get it back once it's gone. DeMarco urges readers to be conscious of how they spend their time, as it is the fuel that powers their journey toward wealth. He suggests that the key to success is to focus on activities that generate long-term value and avoid wasting time on things that don't align with your wealth-building goals. Chapter 27, Change That Dirty, Stale Oil. In this chapter, DeMarco draws an analogy between maintaining a car and maintaining your life. Just as a car's engine needs fresh oil to run smoothly, your life and business need constant updates and improvements. This means continuously learning, upgrading your skills, and being open to change. DeMarco argues that wealth building isn't static, you need to keep evolving, improving, and refining your strategies to stay on the fast track. Chapter 28, Hit the Red Line. Here, DeMarco encourages readers to push their limits and operate at full potential, just like hitting the red line in a car. He emphasizes that creating wealth requires going beyond your comfort zone and consistently pushing yourself to perform at a high level. It's not about working endlessly or burning out, but about operating at your peak and maximizing your output to accelerate progress toward your goals. This chapter is about developing the discipline and drive necessary to excel. Part 7, The Road to Wealth. Chapter 29, The Right Road Routes to Wealth. In this chapter, DeMarco outlines the essential routes to building wealth. He discusses various strategies, but emphasizes that the right road is the one that aligns with your skills, interests, and strengths. He explains that wealth isn't about following someone else's path, it's about creating your own road based on your unique capabilities. DeMarco stresses the importance of finding a route that allows for scalability, control, and freedom, highlighting that entrepreneurship and value creation are your best bets for long-term success. Chapter 30, The Commandment of Need. DeMarco introduces the commandment of need, which is about solving problems for others. The core principle is that wealth is built by fulfilling a need in the marketplace. The more pressing the need, the greater the opportunity for creating wealth. He explains that focusing on what people need, rather than what you think they want, will provide a far more sustainable and lucrative path to success. In other words, solving big problems for a large group of people is the key to massive wealth. Chapter 31, The Commandment of Entry. The commandment of entry is about recognizing the barriers to entry in any industry or business. DeMarco discusses how high barriers to entry often indicate a valuable opportunity, if you can overcome them. Low barriers to entry, on the other hand, typically lead to saturated markets and lower profits. He stresses the importance of entering industries where you can establish yourself as a leader, where the competition is manageable, and where your unique skill set or offering can stand out. Chapter 32, The Commandment of Control. This commandment emphasizes the importance of having control over your business and financial destiny. DeMarco argues that if you rely too heavily on others, such as through a job, a partnership, or licensing deals, you lose control and can't fully maximize your potential. Wealth creation, according to DeMarco, requires you to have control over your product, your marketing, your sales, and most importantly, your time. By retaining control, you can adapt to market changes and ensure that you're steering your business in the direction you choose. Chapter 33, The Commandment of Scale. The commandment of scale is one of the most critical principles for creating wealth quickly. DeMarco stresses that the ability to scale a business, product, or service is essential for achieving significant wealth. Without scale, you're limited by time and resources. He explains that the best wealth-building opportunities come from systems and models that can grow exponentially, like digital businesses, franchises, or products that can be reproduced or automated. The faster you can scale, the faster you can create wealth. Chapter 34, The Commandment of Time. In this chapter, DeMarco emphasizes that wealth is not just about making money, it's about having control over your time. The most successful entrepreneurs are those who find ways to separate their time from their income, meaning they can continue to generate wealth without constantly working. This commandment ties back to the Fastlane principle of building systems that work for you, allowing you to live life on your terms without being chained to a desk or a 9-to-5 job. Chapter 35, Rapid Wealth, The Interstates. Here, DeMarco discusses the concept of rapid wealth, and how to leverage systems and tools that speed up your journey. He compares this to driving on an interstate highway where you can move faster and more efficiently. The idea is to eliminate roadblocks, focus on scalable opportunities, and take bold actions that accelerate your financial progress. Rapid wealth comes from smart, fast-moving actions, and from embracing high-speed business models that allow you to scale quickly. Chapter 36, Find Your Open Road. In this chapter, DeMarco stresses the importance of finding your own open road to wealth. This means identifying the path that suits your skills, interests, and resources, and then committing to it with intensity and focus. He encourages readers to ignore distractions, avoid shiny objects, and follow the path that has the least resistance but the most potential for growth. DeMarco suggests that the best route to wealth may not always be obvious, but it's crucial to carve out your own way and avoid following others just because it looks easier. Chapter 37, Give Your Road a Destination. Finally, DeMarco wraps up Part 7 by urging readers to give their wealth-building journey a clear and defined destination. Without a goal or destination, you're just aimlessly driving without purpose. DeMarco explains that the destination should be specific, whether that's a financial goal, a business milestone, or lifestyle freedom. By giving your journey a destination, you create direction, motivation, and a measurable outcome that can keep you focused. Part 8, Your Speed, Accelerate Wealth. Chapter 38, The Speed of Success. In this chapter, DeMarco emphasizes that success isn't just about having a good plan, it's about executing quickly and efficiently. He argues that the speed at which you act is directly correlated to your success in the fast lane. The faster you move, the faster you learn, adapt, and scale. DeMarco warns against procrastination and overthinking. Wealth isn't built by waiting for the perfect moment, but by taking action and refining your approach along the way. The chapter encourages readers to move with urgency and a sense of momentum. Chapter 39, Burn the Business Plan, Ignite Execution. DeMarco takes aim at the obsession with business plans in traditional entrepreneurship. He explains that while planning is important, it's execution that truly matters. Many people spend months or years crafting the perfect business plan without ever launching or taking meaningful action. DeMarco advocates for failing fast by getting started and learning from real-world feedback. The key message is that you can't build wealth by waiting for everything to be perfect. You must take bold, consistent action. Chapter 40, Pedestrians Will Make You Rich. This chapter is about recognizing opportunities in places where others see problems. DeMarco uses the metaphor of pedestrians, those who aren't moving as quickly as you, and suggests that they can actually be the key to your wealth. Pedestrians are the people who need products, services, or solutions. They are the ones who will ultimately make you rich by buying your offerings. The key is to identify the needs of these pedestrians and provide them with what they need to improve their lives. It's about solving problems for the masses, even if they seem simple at first. Chapter 41, Throw Hijackers to the Curb. DeMarco warns against the hijackers in your life, people or situations that divert your attention and drain your energy. Hijackers could be negative people, distractions, or unproductive activities that pull you away from your wealth-building goals. DeMarco advises that you must be ruthless in eliminating these hijackers in order to stay on course. Your time, focus, and energy are too valuable to waste on things or people that aren't contributing to your journey. Protect your mission and stay disciplined in your pursuit of success. Chapter 42, Be Someone's Savior. Here, DeMarco talks about the power of being a solution to someone's problem. The more you can solve others' problems, whether it's through a business, service, or product, the more wealth you can create. Being someone's savior means being a trusted source of value in their life, whether it's providing a product that improves their day or a service that alleviates pain. DeMarco stresses that the wealthiest entrepreneurs are those who've positioned themselves as indispensable by solving big problems. Chapter 43, Build Brands, Not Businesses. DeMarco emphasizes the importance of building a brand over just building a business. While a business is something that can be sold or scaled, a brand is something that resonates with people on a deeper level. Brands create trust, loyalty, and long-term relationships with customers. In this chapter, he suggests that true wealth comes not from selling products, but from building a brand that people love and are emotionally connected to. This connection leads to repeat customers, brand advocacy, and scalability. A strong brand is the foundation for long-term wealth. Chapter 44, Choose Monogamy over Polygamy. In this chapter, DeMarco talks about the value of focus and commitment. He uses the metaphor of monogamy versus polygamy to describe how successful people approach their projects. Polygamy represents spreading yourself too thin, jumping from one idea or opportunity to another without committing fully to any of them. Monogamy, on the other hand, means dedicating yourself fully to one idea, project, or business until it succeeds. DeMarco stresses that true wealth comes from focus, not diversification. You can't succeed if you're always chasing new shiny objects. Commit to one thing and give it your all. Chapter 45, Put It Together, Supercharge Your Wealth Plan. The final chapter ties everything together, encouraging readers to take the knowledge from the book and put it into action. DeMarco recaps the key principles of the Fastlane, urging readers to move quickly, execute boldly, and focus on value creation. He emphasizes that success in the Fastlane isn't just about being smart or lucky, it's about taking decisive, massive action. The chapter serves as a call to action, motivating readers to get started, build their wealth plan, and start making progress toward financial freedom immediately. Conclusion, The Millionaire Fastlane. The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco challenges the traditional, slow path to wealth and offers a faster, more effective route through entrepreneurship. DeMarco argues that financial freedom comes from creating scalable businesses, solving real problems, and detaching wealth from time. The book emphasizes the importance of mindset, bold action, and focusing on long-term value. Ultimately, it provides a roadmap for anyone who wants to escape the 9-to-5 grind and build lasting wealth on their own terms.